Hello, right, so I'm going to go through your comments. This is one of my favourite things, by the way. I love reading your comments. They're always pretty mixed. This is a diverse lot as ever. Right, James Challoner. Do you think Labour will eventually win back Scotland? James, that is a tough one, because it's weird this, how the wheel of history just moves sometimes. And it's worth remembering that in Scotland in the 1950s, most Scots voted Conservative, even a higher percentage than the English did for the sister party called the Unionists. But Scotland is also the heartland of the Labour Party. Its first ever leader, Keir Hardie, Scottish, name a cat who's asleep over there, thankfully not running around for change, as he's Scottish, as were many of the other leaders. What Scottish Labour did is they destroyed themselves to a large degree. They abandoned the kind of progressive space in politics in Scotland, and the SNP were able to fill that vacuum. They abandoned many of their grassroots. They lost touch with the people who voted for them, often treated them with contempt, to be honest. And they also allied with the Conservatives in the so-called Better Together campaign, the anti-independence campaign in Scotland. And that was a really ugly, negative campaign, in my opinion, full of big businesses who were blackmailing the Scottish people into voting the right way. It was full of fear.
Independence seems like one big gamble, like it's not been thought through.
And a lot of Scottish Labour voters abandoned their former party. I think Jeremy Corbyn, out of the Labour leadership candidates, has the best possible shot at winning over those voters. I don't think a member of the old guard sticking to the old script is going to win them over, certainly. But I do think that there's a good chance Scotland, as things stand, could end up supporting independence and voting for independence. And it's up to the Scottish people to decide that unless Scottish Labour and the Labour Party nationally offer an inspiring progressive vision for the whole of society, then yes, of course, it's game over. James Farmer. In body language, when you cover your mouth when someone is speaking, it means you really want to something because you disagree with them. What is it you want to say to Caroline and Lucas, Owen? Oh, sorry, James. James, I think the thing is, and it is embarrassing, because I look back at the first edit of my interview with Caroline Lucas, and I cringed a bit, because, to be honest, I just fidget all the time, and through most of that interview, it is a fair comment to say, I was just basically gnawing through my palms. It wasn't because I was intimidated by Caroline, and it wasn't because I disagreed with her. It's just because I fidget all the time. Chair Mao, fantastic name by the way, Chair, well done on that. Taxation is theft. Gonna have to disagree with you there. As a society, we depend on lots and lots of things. We depend on an education system that trains us up, that gives us a future, and not just train us up, but all the people we depend on in society. A healthcare system that defends our health, but also stops pandemics raging through society, whether it be state infrastructure like rail, which we subsidise to a huge degree, like roads, for example. We simply pay to make sure society keeps running for our benefit and for everybody else's. It's often said that taxation is the subscription fee for a civilised society. I think there's quite a lot in that. Bobby Two-Fish. Owen, please interview Cecil the Lion. Well, Bobby Two-Fish, I won't be able to do that for two reasons. Firstly, simply the impracticalities of interviewing large, fierce wildlife. But also, Cecil, of course, has been tragically killed. And actually, this is quite an interesting idea for another video, because the whole debate about hunting and conservation, I think, is really important. Pro-hunting people argue, oh, well, all lions will become extinct if you abolish hunting because the money is used for conservation. To be honest, I think killing animals for a vicarious thrill, I think there's something wrong with it, and I think there's other ways of conserving and protecting wildlife without killing them. So I don't agree with that, but I think that's an idea for another video, so I will look into that. Andrew Curry. Didn't take long for Owen to interview people who agree with him. Surprise, surprise. Oh, come on, Andrew, give me a break. I just interviewed Douglas Carswell. We had a, I think, pretty good conversation, a little chat out in Westminster. But, point taken, I'm going to interview some other people who definitely don't agree with me. And a lot of you have been leaving comments asking me to interview Peter Hitchens. Now, I actually, I'll let you into a little secret, I actually get on quite well with Peter Hitchens. And we don't come from the same place in British politics, that's for sure. But, he's got principles and ideas, and I quite like that. I quite like debating someone if I disagree with them or getting to flesh out their ideas. So, I'm going to this is my promise to all of you watching, I'm going to get in touch with Peter Hitchens and see if he's up for an interview. So watch this space. Thanks for those comments, great stuff as ever, but keep them coming. Let's keep the debate going. I want to hear your ideas, your views, what sort of things do you want me to talk about, and as ever, I will see you next time.